Hello everyone. In last class we have attended most of the question from exercise 5. Now in order to attend somewhat extra question, we have listed some different combination from the entire chapter. Now here I am going to start with one combination in which sine inverse is written with some numerical combinations having power x. So how to make a solve for first derivation. Now here in this question, if you look at this combination, try to convert in a sine form, then only this sine inverse you can operate on that and find out the single solution. So here first, this is sine inverse. Make it split as a 2 power x into 2. This is also we are going to write as a 2 power x form. So this is your 2 square with power x. Now somewhat idea it will clear to you that what we are going to generate here. This is 2 into 2 power x. 1 plus these positions you can make change. 2 power x with the whole square. Now I think somewhat idea you will be having here that what we are going to generate if in place of 2 power x we write tan theta, it will give you a formula of sine 2 theta. So here this 2x we are going to suppose as a tan theta. So go for substitution, 2 power x as a tan of theta. So theta will be required at last. So theta you can write as tan inverse 2 power x. Now come for substitution in a given form, that is sine inverse 2 tan of theta 1 plus tan square theta. We all are clear about this form. This is a formula of sine 2 theta in terms of tangent. So here this is to be write as sine 2 theta. This is sine inverse sine 2 theta. No range is available in your question, so direct you can operate sine inverse to inside sine term. So your 2 theta will be separate out. We are in need of dy by dx. Obviously this theta you will write in terms of theta, in terms of x, that already we have done. So this will be your 2 tan inverse 2 power x. So this is conversion of your question in terms of x. Now what is the need of, that is dy by dx. So we have done question is by 2 tan inverse 2x. Now this term is to be derived for tan inverse. Now here differentiation with respect to x. So dy by dx, here you will have it is being constant. First with respect to your tan inverse, you will make it derive as a 1 upon 1 plus x square. So this is 1 upon 1 plus x square. Here in place of x you will write 2 power x. So this is 2 power x whole square. It is a term in form of x, so it will be further derived, means differentiation of 2 power x. It is to be treated as derivative of a power x. So here it will be 2 upon, it can be written as 1 plus 4 power x. Derivation of 2 power x, that means 2 power x log of 2. Now it can be combined. So this is 2 power x plus 1, 1 plus 4 power x into log of 2. So this way this combination you will handle. Now next we are going to attend one question from continuity form. So this is also quite a different combination. Such type of question normally asked. Here I have combined all category. So particular topic we are not going to discuss here, but with the different category we try to solve question. Here in another question. We have to find out determine k if your fx is available as x plus 1 tangent x minus 1. This is a sine x square minus 1 when x is not equal to 1, and furthermore this is equal to k if your x is equal to 1 and it is available that your function is continuous at x is equal to 1. Such type of question already attend, but this is a quite a different combination, that's why I have taken here. Now first, what the given one, your given function is continuous at x is equal to 1. So that basic conditions we are going to find it out here. So let fx is continuous at x is equal to 1, means the basic condition what it was, limit x tends to 1 fx, it was same as f1, or left hand side right hand side also you can write. Now for non-equality sign this function is available, for equality sign this is available, so go for substitution on both the sides. So here limit x tends to 1 x plus 1. First of all, as such we are going to write the function, then required changes you will make. X square minus 1 f1, that means k. Now this all combination you will turn in such a way that limit you can implement. So as your terms are available with tangent and sine, so same angle means x minus 1 you need as a denominator of the tangent term. Here also the same, sine square minus 1 we required as a angle form as a denominator of this one. So these two we are going to be generate here one by one. So first of all, with respect to this tangent, we need denominator as x minus 1. So make multiplication and division by x minus 1 over here. So this is your limit, x tends to 1, x plus 1 you keep as such, introduce x minus 1, so multiply and divide over here. This another one keep as such, automatically it will generate here. Now on implementing the limit x minus 1 tends to 0, this will turn to 1, so this one combination is over. Regarding the sign 1, x plus 1 x minus 1, it will give you term as x square minus 1, so it can be taken as a denominator of this form, so your both purpose will be served here. So first of all, you make the required changes. This one you write as such as a numerator form. This is one combination we have generated. Another one in a denominator itself. This is sine x square minus 1 upon x square minus 1. These two will give you this form. That is further equal to k. Now, in both form your limits are changed. Here it is x minus 1. And this is your x square minus 1. So make the change of the limit before implementing the formula form. So next is a limit x minus 1 tends to 0. It is necessary to change the limit, otherwise your formula will not serve. Here limit x square minus 1 tends to 0, sine x square minus 1. This is x square minus 1, that will be, this full combination will turn as 1 because of the formula form. This full combination you will turn as 1 because of that standard form. So this is 1 upon 1 k. So finally your k will be turned is 1. And because of this interconversion, this form is very important. Otherwise in normal question, direct we are having a functional form in a simplified form, so easily that can be handled. Now next we are going to pick up one more important question. It is quite lengthy but important one. Here the question is, if a minus b cos of y, a plus b cos of x is available as a square minus b square, then you have to prove that dy by dx is under root a square minus b square upon a plus b cos of x. This is very important question. Now first we start with the given combination and find out dy by dx, but your answer will be come in form of this cos x only. So if any other combinations you generate while writing the dy by dx, it is to be changed. So let's start with the given combination. A minus b cos of y, a plus b cos of x. This is the availability of the question for dy by dx. So just now we are going to make these two terms separate, means this term you are keeping on one hand, this x term you are shifting over here before writing its differentiation. So here this is a minus b cos of y. This will be turned in this fractional form. Now you can see your y term is on one hand, your x term is on the another hand. Now we are going to write differentiation with respect to x on both the sides. So make it derive differentiation with respect to x. A is being constant, so its derivation is 0, minus b cos of y means its differentiation is minus sine of y. As you are dealing with the y term, dy by dx we have to write here. Come to this side. This term first you will treat as a plus b cos of x with power minus 1. So as a chain rule, this is to be treated for derivation. So this is being a constant one, keep as such. Differentiation of this term means minus will come here. A plus b cos of x minus 2. Further differentiation of this term will give you minus b sine of x. Now write as somewhat simplified form. This minus will turn to positive. Here also minus turn to positive. B you can cancel. So rewrite the same. That is b sine of y dy by dx minus plus. This is b sine of x we are writing first. Making this constant at the another position. This minus 2 you will turn as a denominator term. So this much we have generated. On both the side b can cancel. From here make separation of dy by dx. So this is dy by dx a square minus b square. This is a plus b cos of x whole square sine of x upon sine of y. This is a derivation we have separated out, but if you look at the answer form, you can see this is as a square root form, this is with the single power form, and this term is not present in your answer form. So now we have to work out for elimination of this term in form of a required answer form. So let's start with this step which will help you to find out the ratio sin x by sin y. So again we are coming to the same step. So we just write this one aside for your reference. So what we have evaluated here, dy by dx. Afterwards at last it will be required a square minus b square sine of x upon a plus b cos of x whole square sine of y. So at last it will be required, so I have written it aside. Now again I will start with the same step to find out the solution regarding sin x by sin y. Now here, again you come to this step in which first we are going to make a separation of cos of y. So what it will be? You shift this term towards the side and this one. So here, this is b cos of y. You will have as a minus a square minus b square upon a plus b cos of x. Go for taking LCM. A plus b cos of x, that is a plus b cos of x minus a square minus b square. Make them multiply and try to adjust your terms. This is a square, ab cos of x minus a square minus minus plus b square whole over a plus b cos of x. Now here a square cut. In between these two you can say b is common. So you will left with a cos of x plus b upon a plus b cos of x. Here we are dealing is b cos of y. This is b cos of y. Now this b you can cut. So finally this cos y you will turn is a cos of x plus b upon a plus b cos of x. If you look at this combination, you will find that the terms are exchanged with a and b coefficients. Now cos y we have written, but your main aim is to find out sine term. So further one more step we will require here. On basis of this cos y, you generate sine y. So using an identity, you will make this sine y evaluate. So our next step is the evaluation of sine square y on basis of cos square y. Now here this cos y you will substitute in terms of x here. So that is here 1 minus a cos of x plus b upon a plus b cos of x, make it square. Now whole square are to be expanded and have a separation regarding sine y. Now go for taking LCM, that is a plus b cos of x whole square. Just now we are going to write as such. This is a plus b cos of x whole square minus a cos of x. Just now we are writing everything in this square form only. Afterwards we will make it expand. Now this is also to be expanded. This is also to be expanded. So a square plus 2ab cos of x plus b square cos square x. Regarding this one, negative is written, so all the terms will turn with the negative sign. So direct also we can write all negative means minus a square cos square x minus 2ab cos of x minus b square. This denominator term keep as such. Now you see these middle terms are cancelling. Write with the remaining combination a square terms together, b square terms to put together. In between these two, a square is common, so 1 minus cos square x In order to make the same term here, minus b square we are going to take common. So it will further give you 1 minus cos square, that is b cos of x whole square. We know by using the identity 1 minus cos square can be replaced as a sin square x. So here 1 minus cos square x you can take common, or in place of that sin square we can write directly. So a square minus b square will come out as the remaining. This you can write as sin square x form. So this is a sin square y we have written in terms of sin square x. Now making a square root on both the side, generate a ratio what we are in need of. So here this we have written as sin square x, a square minus b square, a plus b cos of x whole square. Now both the side go for taking square root, so it will give you sin of y, sin of x under root a square minus b square upon a plus b cos of x. Here we required ratio sin x to sin y. So from here it can be separated out. Same ratio we are going to write here as a sin x upon sin of y. It will give you a plus b cos of x, making it shift over here, and this square root term you write as a denominator form. So this is a relation we have generated to make your answer convert in a required form. Now we come to that form what we have written in terms of dy by dx. So come here with the derived combination. Make a replacement of this ratio by this constant form. So substitute over here. This is a plus b cos of x upon under root a square minus b square. Here you can see this one bracket can cancel. This can be also adjusted with the square root form. So one square root form will cut. Remaining is under root a square minus b square upon a plus b cos of x. So this is a required relation for dy by dx. So you can see how much interconversion is required to attend this question, and because of that only this question is an important one. Now one more form here I am going to discuss, that is also can ask in MCQ as well as in a descriptive form. If you are having reference book, you will be find a various combination with that category. Now that combination is your function will be available as sin of x plus under root sin of x plus. This way various combination can be generated with different forms. This way it will be moved till infinite. So in this case we will find it out dy by dx. Now here try to understand or study what the question form is available and after which step you are going to have a repetition of a term. So if you study this question carefully, after this first step you will see this all terms are going to be repeat with the same combination, means your main function here turn as under root of sin x plus again the same thing you are going to be found and repeated. So this is under root sin x, further inside the term you are having under root of sin x up to infinite. So in real practice, if direct you are going to make a derivation of a such type of a combination, it is quite difficult to handle because up to infinite term it is written, means series form it is being generated here. So first you go for study of given question and make separation of a term from where the same function is going to be repeat. So here you see after this sin x again the same format you find a repeat. Okay, so here first we convert the question form in form of y, means from where you are having repetition of the term you will make it replaced by y, means this full combination you can replace as y. So what the question form will turn, y under root sin of x plus y. So no need to write the whole expression till infinite form. Now go for removal of this square root form. So both the side making a square. Y square sin of x plus y. Now easily you can handle this equation for any type of differentiation. So make it differentiate with respect to x. So differentiate with respect to x. So it will be 2y dy by dx. This is your cos of x plus dy by dx. Now here we need dy by dx. So obviously make separation of dy by dx over here. Shift this dy by dx towards this side. So it will be your 2y dy by dx minus dy by dx cos of x. Dy by dx common. This is 2y minus 1 cos of x. Dy by dx you are having as cos of x upon 2y minus 1. So this way your answer will come out in a mixed form, not only in form of x. So this way such type of combinations are to be handled. Various combination in exponent form also you may have this category. So one more form is there in which two functions are available to make a derivation. That is a short form, but it may be asked sometime in MCQs. Now question may be available as differentiate. Suppose one function is available with any of the combination. So differentiate sin inverse x with respect to cos inverse x. Here you can see both the terms are available with the x combination. So in this case solution you will write as first function any1 it will be supposed as a u. Second function you will suppose as a v. So what we are going to find it out? Differentiate u with respect to v, means du by dv you have to evaluate. Now here you can see u and v both are available with the x variable. So obviously with respect to x only you will make a differentiate to derive this required form. So as in parametric form we have discussed third variable system. So here also you can see this x you can treat as a third variable. It is not actually the third variable, but the functions are going to be differentiate with respect to another function. So that is to be treated in that manner. So this is the required form. Means you will differentiate with respect to x, v you will differentiate with respect to x, make them divide, so this will give you the required form. So here in our case, u is available as sin inverse x, make it differentiate with respect to x, so du by dx you will generate as 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, that is a derivative everybody is clear about. Second one, v is available as cos inverse x, make it differentiate with respect to x, so dv by dx you will have as minus 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. Finally, we are in need of du by dv, so make them divide as, so 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, this is minus 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, these terms are cancelling, and finally you will left with minus 1. So this way, if two functions are defined for derivation with respect to each other, this way it is to be handled. So this is all about the derivation and continuation of the function. In next class we will start with the new chapter. So assignment already I have given for this chapter, so make a assignment solve. MCQ also I am going to give you within short time. If any problem you face, ask. Thank you.